Muy buenos días a todo el mundo.
Hello, good morning, everyone. We would like to welcome you all. Welcome also the persons connected online. And you might want to know that here we have approximately close on to 90 persons. There are people coming in as I speak. So more or less 90 people here in the room. And this means representing 27 countries of our planet, 27 countries of our world, and about 60% Jesuits, 30% people of different orders, and the rest lay people. And online, we have a number of people connected from different places in the world, belonging to different time zones. You know that we're going to be recording all this, and you'll have it available later on as well, when the time zone becomes too problematic. Anyway, here we are in the presence of God for him to
para que lo que
God
recibamos,
to
Señor,
bless us. Lord, please make our heart and our minds open. We wish to serve in this mystagogy, the help of the souls, so important for Saint Ignatius here in Manresa, in the full diversity, some being born, some dying, some white, some black, some crying, some laughing. This world we wish to serve, this world to which we belong, accompanying and being accompanied. In Christ, our Lord, Saint Ignatius, pray for us and walk with us. Well then, our Holy Father, the Pope, found out. That is, we told him that this event was taking place, and we had invited him many times, even the city council and the mayors, well, anyway, so he found out, and we have been fortunate in that the Pope has addressed us some words. He is not here face to face, but we're going to be asking David Indurain, who is the head of the society here in Manresa, and we're going to be asking him, please, to read the words of Pope Francis. The Vatican, June the 6th, 2022. I am happy to address some words to you at the beginning of this very interesting symposium on the spiritual exercises in the same place in which Saint Ignatius, the pilgrim, lived his experience exactly now 500 years ago. I received many invitations to come to Manresa during this 2022 year. As it could not be possible for me to be here in the flesh, I do wish to be amongst you all through these words in order to tell you to take full advantage of this meeting. This symposium responds fully not only to the first of the apostolic universal preferences, fruit of the discernment of the society which I accompanied and confirmed, which is to show the way to God through the spiritual exercises and discernment, but also on the basis of the way in which it has been put forward. It includes as well all other three to work with those excluded, to give voice to the young, and to contribute to taking care of the common home. You are going to be having the privilege and also the responsibility of rethinking the way that Ignatius himself followed and that later on he converted and transformed into a mystagogy, considering that according Saint Ignatius himself, the exercises are all the best that I in this life can think, feel, and understand. In this very agitated world, it is urgent to encounter the language and the ways that will help to connect simultaneously with God, with the nucleus of each human being, and with the service that commits us to the realities of our times. The inseparability of these three axes is the key to the spiritual experience that the exercises propose, taking into account that in each generation and in each context, it has to be possible to recreate and adapt them, as Saint Ignatius himself wrote in the annotations 18 and 19. I cannot but be very happy about an initiative such as this one. And my wish is that these are really fecund days of communion, prayer, and reflection amongst you all, in such a way that these days confirm, enlarge, and deploy the possibilities of a text, of a method, and of an experience that must respond to our commitment to those most needy, that connects with the sensitivity and the language of the young and makes us more responsible as to the care of our planet. May the Lord bless you, and may Saint Ignatius become present to you all these days. And please don't forget to pray for me. I do so for you, fraternally, Francis.
Amén.
Amen.
Bueno.
Well, ENRIC PUIGGROS, in representation of the provincial in Spain, is very sorry not to be able to come. And his name is Antonio España, by the way, and he had to come here and he had to be with us. And that was the case in the first dates that we decided upon, but then because of a number of reasons, we had to change the dates. He could not change his agenda. He's very sorry not to be here, but he delegated into the delegate, who's the delegate precisely because of this, not only, of course, of the provincial authority, but also of the territorial Catalonia platform. Enric Puig. Thank you, Enric. Good morning all. There is a concentration of spiritual masters here, so it's not easy at all to talk after the Pope. So anything that is read, anything that is said will be worse. So, I mean, this has to be taken into account. Anyway, it is such a pleasure to be with you all as the delegate of the Spain provincial in the Catalonia territorial platform, and in his representation, it is a pleasure to welcome you all to this event. Both the province of Spain and the spirituality center of La Cova are fully aware, and were fully aware immediately, that this Ignatian celebration of the 500 years were affecting us directly. And although the first part of the centennial had to do with the wound of Pamplona and the convalescence and conversion of Loyola, the second part of the commemoration focuses undoubtedly on this privileged place in which we are. Because after the first conversion, there was a second conversion, and this happened precisely in this cave, next to this river and under the shelter of the summit of the mountain of Montserrat. It was here where he could see all the new things in Christ after a long process of knowledge of himself. It is a grace to be able to meet 500 years later in the same place in which Ignatius the pilgrim experienced in his own flesh and in his own soul the journey of what eventually would become the spiritual exercises. We also feel pilgrims crossing times of change and uncertainty very similar to the ones that he lived. As members of the Ignatian family, you have been all called as experts of different places of the world to reflect about the updating and the present moment of a text and a journey that has been so important and has fed and taught multiple generations since then. You are here in the name of many, many people who would wish to be here but couldn't. And I would like also to salute the more than 200 persons who will be following this symposium online from the places where you are, your places of residence. I hope indeed that this is a fecund experience for each and every one of you. And I hope as well it is fecund in a collective manner, sharing your experiences and reflections on all this in such a way that these days will be an enrichment not only for you, but also for the persons whom you will be accompanying giving the exercises. I would like to specifically value the role of the Catalan School of Exercises, also the seed of the Spirituality School and the director, Josep Maria Rambla, who's present in this symposium. And furthermore, as well as expressing things and organizers of the symposium, I would like to mention especially Father Luis Magriña, who very recently concluded his mission as superior of the community and director of the center. It was his initiative to organize this event, and it has also been thanks to his perseverance that today the sanctuary contains the mosaics of Marco Rutnik. You will be able to enjoy these mosaics during the celebrations. I wish indeed that all this, together with you going along the Ignatian places, will give you the good framework for rereading of the exercises in such a way that you know how to apply them to the needs of our world with the same loyalty and audacity that were the ones that Saint Ignatius wrote in his way. Thank you. With no further ado, thank you very much indeed, Enric, for coming, and thank you, Enric, for reading this. Thank you, our brother. And we are going on now to the first intervention, and the person introducing James and moderating the session is Leticia Guionet, who works in different institutions of ours. And she's one of the persons as well belonging to the welcoming team here during weekends. So thank you, Alicia, for the work, and we shall leave the panel. Well, thank you very much for being so good about time. And the next days, we hope that the coffee break will be longer than today. But as we really thought it was crucial to be able to give time as well to the city council, because we have the tourism representative coming, representing the mayor of Manresa, because for 7 years approximately, the city, as the city council, decided to work on the year 2022, and all the political parties got together, and there's been this qualitative change in the city regarding the relationship with this spirituality center. There's really been a working together and a union with the city council, and it has eventually, well, materialized in 2022, and we are so happy as a spirituality center, as the Society of Jesus. I mean, it really has been, and as La Cova, the cave, there's been a very good relationship, and we have been conspiring with the city council. So thank you very much indeed for having come to say hello officially from and on behalf of the city. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I'll be very brief, as Javier said. It's such a pleasure that you invited us. I have to say that from the city council's standpoint, the Jesuits and the Cova and Manresa that are portrayed in an incredible way in the book that Father Riera wrote, well, and that makes me very happy. Well, it's so important, and there's such a historical relationship. At some time it was like an arranged marriage, but not any longer, not any longer. And I say it from the heart. Ours now is a marriage based on love, clearly. Those of us in the city council and you, the society, and La Cova, the people of Ignatius, we are working together with Father Riera, Luis, Javier, with the whole community, and that in 2013 or 2014 somebody explained to us, because what has to be said is that from the administration standpoint we didn't really understand what it was all about. We hadn't understood the meaning and the importance of these 500 years, and we were told then, beware, 2022 something important is happening in Manresa. Since then we made this celebration our own. We went for a master plan. I think it's really worked well. It was done all on the basis of, well, the fact that the city council wants to be open to all. And we didn't want this to be strictly only a religious celebration, because it had to be much more, we thought. But really, we also wanted to acknowledge the religious beginning of all this and the religious nature of this celebration. So you'll find the project somewhere, I guess. Here you see it, Manresa 2022. This is a project that has been growing. It's been opening up to the different dimensions: spirituality, of course, teaching, education, sport, gastronomy, culture, heritage, music, and so on and so forth. And all this has had the backbone of what is spiritual transformation for change, what Ignatius the pilgrim suffered, so to speak, in Manresa and in this very place in which we are. And so we've done this with great care and believing fully. The activities have worked very well. This is a spectacular year. All the things that we organize work really well. We get a lot of people coming. People are happy, and we are so happy and satisfied. What can I say? I hope then that in the future, Manresa as a city and continues along the same path together with you all. And this leads me to talk about the way, El Camino, what's really important. I remember when we started with the Manresa 2022 project, and that was 2014, Father Riera was the director of La Cova then, and Valentí was the mayor, and they said to me, Joan, what's important here is the way. And, well, also in the meaning of its being attractive for the city, because of course there are other ways, I will not tell you about them, but seeing the enormous opportunity, because we get people coming to Manresa with the excuse, in inverted commas, if you allow me, of its being a city that transforms. Something very important happened here. It's a foundational place where everything started, where everything began, and that makes it an attractive place for so many people of the world. And so religion is the beginning, but it opens up. And, well, we have all been working together, going in the same direction, and things have been great. So I want to say thank you very much. It's great. We're so happy that this is celebrated. Symposium on the spiritual exercises 500 years later. Wow. Yes, and still fully contemporary, fully. fully current, uniting us all. It's great. We are so happy. Thank you all. It's a pleasure to have you. I hope this is fantastic for you all.